Hi everyone. So happy to have you here. We have a few moments, so hopefully you're getting settled in and finding your way onto the mat, and we'll start in a few moments. So we'll let some people join. Welcome to my basement. I hope everyone's getting by okay and everyone is happy enough and healthy and looking forward to moving a little bit with me today. So I had to look over and I'm like, oh, it's my light. So it's just an honor to be able to be here and to come to all of you via your space and share my space and go through a slow flow, a very slow flow, kind of get our bodies moving. So for those of you who don't know me, I'm Andi. I am a Yoga Buzz grad. I got my teaching certification in December of 2018 with Yoga Buzz, and it was such a blessing. Like, it seriously was one of the greatest gifts I ever gave myself. It really was. I couldn't be more thankful to have Elle and all of the Yoga Buzz people, Amber, of course Donna, Katie, to have those awesome women leading our cohort and teaching us how to be accessible yogis and trauma-informed yogis, and all of that was just such a gift. And so to be able to teach on this channel is really a gift for me. So you can typically find me the first Tuesday of every month. I teach at the Florissant Valley Public Library. I love it there. That's a free yoga offering that I offer pretty much the first of every month. Obviously, things are going on, it's delayed, but I hope to be back there soon. And then I also teach at Brick City Yoga 3 times a week. Mondays I teach restorative at 7. Wednesdays I teach I teach restorative at 7:15 on Mondays. I teach yoga for self-acceptance at 7 on Wednesdays, and I teach slow flow at 6 on Thursdays. So if you're ever interested in joining us at Brick City Yoga, joining us for a class after we get back to normal, we'd love to have you there. And some of you might notice me as the administrator for the yoga in Keener Plaza, one of the administrators for yoga at the Arch. So bet you didn't know I taught yoga. So yeah, so I'm also there, and it's just a gift. So please, there should be a donate button below. That's not to donate to me, that's to donate to Yoga Buzz. So Yoga Buzz's big mission is to make yoga accessible to everyone. And we do that through pop-up events. We do that through pop-up events at the Endangered Wolf Center, at the Science Center, and at the Arch, and things like that. Some of them cost and some of them are free. And it's just the ones that cost, ideally they take that money and use them for scholarships for people who want to become yoga teachers, so that we can better represent what St. Louis is made of and who St. Louis is made of and all the bodies that fill St. Louis. So anyway, I'm really happy to be here tonight. As I said, I'll be leading you through a 30 to 40 minute flow, and then about 5 minutes after me, Joanna Burke will be leading a loving kindness meditation. So hopefully we'll all kind of combine together. So tonight, when I was making this routine or sequence practice, I wanted to focus on gratitude. And right now we're probably having a hard time maybe finding gratitude, but you can always find gratitude, whether it's the meal you had, or the person you live with, or the animal you live with, or maybe you have a special cozy pair of socks. anything you can be grateful for. And just kind of holding that gratitude in your heart tonight and kind of shining that out to the people who need it right now, the people who are sick, our loved ones who are nurses, doctors, first responders, veterinarians. The list goes on and on and on and on. There's tons of people, grocery store workers. There's tons of people that need that gratitude. So maybe hold that in your heart, and when and if you have to have interactions with any of those people, come to them from a place of gratitude. So find yourself in a comfortable seat. It could be cross-legged. It could be with your legs out in front of you. Whatever you do tonight, your body is your own, and make it what it is for yourself. So sit tall though. See if you can lengthen your spine, maybe drop your shoulders wherever you're at. And if you are comfortable with closing your eyes, feel free to close your eyes. You're not going to see much from me for the first few moments, but then I will guide you to open your eyes near the end. But if you don't want to close your eyes, you don't have to. But just find a comfortable seat and just start cueing into your own breath. So don't ever feel like you have to change your breath. Your breath is revolutionary in that it keeps you alive, and just noticing it the way it is so eye-opening. So just notice your breath. And notice it coming in and out of either your nose or your mouth. Just notice, don't judge. And if your mind starts to wander, then just try to bring it back to your breath, or back to that thing of gratitude that maybe you have in your heart tonight. Remember the fuzzy socks. Maybe you start elongating your breath, and you can do that on the inhale, the exhale, both, or neither. If you're comfortable with how you're breathing currently, just continue to breathe like that. But if you'd like to take deeper breaths, now is the time to maybe start cueing into a deeper breath. So inhaling and exhaling. Again, inhale and exhale. And maybe you start really cueing into your senses around you, still with your eyes closed. Maybe notice the temperature, or notice your body on the earth, on your mat, or on the carpet, or wherever you're practicing tonight. Notice that feeling. Maybe next you go to what you can hear. I'm in my basement. I hear heat. I hear a fan blowing. I can hear my fiance upstairs walking around. Maybe you can hear birds outside. It is that time of year. Just notice and breathe. Maybe you have a certain taste on your tongue. Maybe you drank something sweet. Maybe you had a nice warm drink. Notice your taste. And then notice your smell. Notice what you're smelling. Maybe you have a candle burning. Maybe someone's cooking dinner. Maybe you're cooking dinner. Maybe you just did laundry. I love the fresh smell of laundry. Just notice and breathe. And lastly, in your own time, start opening your eyes if you have them closed, and just start noticing what's around you. Maybe notice the color of your walls. Maybe there's someone there with you. Or maybe you notice a certain shape. And just notice. And sometimes you can notice something even deeper, and that kind of is in your soul. don't want to get too woo-woo, but if you notice something deeper rising up, maybe you notice that too. When your senses are heightened, everything heightens. So take a couple of cleansing breaths, and we'll just start adding some gentle movement to our bodies. So maybe start by just rolling your neck either side to side, or making circles. You decide what feels good for you in this moment. Maybe you want to do a figure eight. That's a lot of thinking, but if you want to do some thinking, do figure eights. And if there's a place in your neck that needs a little extra love, go ahead and give it that love. We've probably been sitting there like this all day, or just hunched and tense. Shine that chest forward, give it some love, and then bring your neck back to neutral. And then maybe you bring your hands to your knees and you start going and giving yourself twists around your spine. So maybe you go faster, maybe you go slower. Just find what works for you. And then maybe go the opposite direction. Maybe when you're ready, come back, sit in a neutral seat, sit tall, bring your hands out to your side, and just give yourself a big hug. Really wrap your arms, lifting that chest. Right now, human contact is so needed, and you can always give yourself a hug. So inhale and exhale. Again, inhale and exhale. Good. Unwind. You gotta go the opposite way. So bring the other hand over, whichever hand you had on the bottom, bring it on the top. Give yourself a big hug. Lift that chest high. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Good. Now unwind again. Bring your hands down to your side. On the next inhale, raise your hands up. Don't crunch your arms up. We're not reaching like that. We're gonna reach for a big moon. So just a big old moon right above us. Really engage the fingers. And then on the exhale, flatten the moon. Bring it down to your chest. Plug it in. Inhale, hands up overhead. Reach for that moon. Exhale, hands down. Again, inhale, hands overhead. Exhale, clamp that moon into heart center. Inhale, hands overhead. Exhale, back down. One more time. Inhale, raise up. Grab that gratitude. Whatever you have gratitude for, grab it. Bring it in. Lock it into your chest. Hold it there. Check in. On the next inhale, rise up, let it go. Exhale, your hands back down. On this next inhale, we're gonna lift up. Inhale. Exhale, drop that right hand. Bring that left hand either straight up overhead, keeping your neck engaged. You can bring it up and over your ear if that is more of a side stretch that you need. Or you can add movement. So just kind of bringing it back and forth. Opening up, maybe shining that chest towards the ceiling or towards the sky. Raise up. Breathing into this. Good. And on the next inhale, raise up. Hands overhead. Exhale, drop the left hand. Bring the right up and over, or up straight up, or find that movement. You decide what you need tonight. Maybe you've been sitting a lot. Maybe you're like, I want to move. Go for it. Do what feels good for you. This is your practice. I'm just guiding you through it. Open up. Good. One more time. Open up. Good. On the next exhale, rise up. And then we're going to exhale, turn to the right. So you can take that left hand, you can place it on your knee. You can place it on your shin. So it might not be as deep of a twist, but it's up to you. It's however deep you can twist. You can bring it to your knee. Take that right hand, make it like a little kickstand behind you. It should kind of push you up. Sit tall here. And either look over to the right side or twist with your core a little bit deeper, looking behind you. You decide where you want your twist tonight. All of it's okay. Breathe here. And on each breath, see if you can fill your ribs, fill those lungs. Sometimes just sighing it out. Ooh, love that. On the next exhale, reach up, and then we're going to come down to the opposite side. So take that left hand, place it on that right hand, place it on your left knee, that left hand behind you like a kickstand. You can bring that left hand to here as well. If you aren't able to twist all the way, that's okay. Just look over as far as you can, either to the side or twist with your core looking back. Breathe here. Find that space. Breathe a couple more breaths. And exhale back to center, hands overhead. Slowly lower them down either to your lap or to the side. Shrug those shoulders back, sit tall. Check in. How are you feeling? Hopefully a little bit calmer. Let me check it's going down. So, all right. Now we're going to make our way into tabletop. So there's no great, wonderful way to do it. I mean, I'm sure somebody has some spectacular way, but this is an Instagram yoga. This is Andi yoga. And so we just get there how we get there, and that's totally okay. So you arrive on your mat in tabletop. Shoulders over wrists. Your fingers spread wide. And you can find yourself in like a neutral spine. You don't want to be dumping your head. You don't want to be dumping your tailbone just yet. So find a neutral spine, neck long, and from here, we're going to exhale, look forward, dropping your tummy, inhale, bring your chin to chest, tuck your tailbone, cat, exhale, cow, and you can continue to move like this and breathe, inhaling and exhaling at your own pace. If this isn't your jam, it's not always my jam, but if this isn't your jam, there's options. So you can make circles around your spine, still kind of going into a cat-cow type of sequence. Just rolling it forward and back. You can rock back and forth, opening up that chest. You decide what you need and what your body will allow. Your body will tell you what feels good and what doesn't. And I always say, find what feels good. You don't want pain, especially in yoga. Okay, come back to neutral tabletop. From here, you're going to bring your knees a little bit wider on the mat. Then start sinking your hips back. So your toes may be touching here. Walk your hands forward and start bringing your head down to the mat. Now, if you can't get your head down to the mat, maybe you have a block, maybe you have a book, maybe you have a pillow. You can bring the mat closer to you. I'm all about the props. So maybe bring your head to a block. Or maybe just rest on your forearms. That's fine too. Just rest your head. Or if it's more your knees that give you the problems, bring your knees closer together, walk your hands out, pushing your chest more towards the mat, in kind of more of a puppy pose. So this is a nice elongating stretch. So you pick your poison here on what feels good for you. Take a few breaths here. Really rest. Lock in that gratitude. Your chest is close to the ground. It's close to the earth. It's humming. Lock in the gratitude here. Breathe. And maybe when you're ready, maybe start walking your hands just over to the right side of your mat, still in child's pose. Maybe you just walk them over to the right side of your mat. Maybe you take that left hand, place it on top of your right. That's going to give you a deeper stretch in that left side. Breathe. See if you can fill that left side with air. Continue to breathe. Just at your own pace. And then whenever you're ready, maybe walk your hands back to center. Just going to recalibrate for a moment. And then walk your hands over to the left side of your mat. So again, maybe you take that right hand and you put it on top of your left, kind of giving you a deeper stretch. Maybe you don't. That's okay. You decide what feels good for you and breathe. Couple more breaths here. And then whenever you're ready, walk your hands back to neutral. One last stretch in child's pose or puppy pose. And then walk your hands back into neutral spine. So you might square up those hips a little bit. Now from here, take your right foot behind you. And you can keep it down. So never feel like you have to ever lift your foot off the mat. So know that this is an option for you. Maybe this feels good. Maybe you need to roll into the balls of your feet. Maybe you need to come up on your toes. Try to keep your hips square. Don't dump your hip, but don't like over exaggerate your hip. So maybe you stay here. Maybe you lift that right leg up, toes pointed down. Again, try to keep those hips square. Okay? Then you can stay here, and maybe you're feeling the burn here. Or you can lift that left hand up in front of you. Maybe you start glancing towards the upper side of your mat, and pretend you're awkwardly shaking someone's hand with your left hand. Breathe here. Find that balance. Feel that core engage. And then when you're ready, lower that hand, lower that foot, and we're going to switch. So take that left foot behind you. Again, you can stay and start on the balls of your toes, balls of your feet. Toes probably have little balls on them too. Regardless, then you can lift that left leg up, toes pointed towards the floor. If this is where you want to stay, perfect place to stay. If you want Inhale, raise that right hand out in front of you. Maybe look towards the upper corner of your mat. Shaking hands, how we typically shake hands. Breathe, try to find balance. Maybe you're already feeling some type of burning. If that's the case, lower the foot or lower the hand. You decide. And whenever you're ready, you can lower the hand if you haven't, lower the knee. And again, one more time, we're going to bring our knees wide, sink back into a child's pose, and breathe. Couple more breaths. Good. Now on the next inhale, tuck those back toes, lift your hips up and back into downward facing dog. Now for a lot of people, they can touch their heels down to the floor. For me, that's always not a possibility, and for many of us, it's not. So if you have blocks or books, grab those, maybe set them on this width. And from here, you can maybe get those heels closer to the floor. Bring that chest back towards your legs. Let your head hang loose. Maybe walk that dog. Take a few cleansing breaths, and then your own time, slowly start walking your way to the top of your mat in forward fold. Really hang here in forward fold. Let everything hang loose. Never feel like you have to touch your toes. That's not the point of yoga, and that never has to be the point of yoga. Touching your toes is just another thing. Just hang loose. If you want to, and if it feels more secure, grab your elbows. Hang here for a moment. Let everything just kind of sink in. And when you're ready, slowly start working your way up. Maybe you put a bend in your knees, rising all the way up. Chest towards the sky. Inhale. Raise your hands overhead. Be careful for low ceilings. And then exhale, bring your hands to heart center, locking it in. Now you're in mountain pose, so you can either drop your hands, adjust yourself, drop your hands, or you can keep them in prayer. Your legs should be engaged. So you want to kind of feel an inward turning. Fire up those legs. Good. So fire up those legs at the top of the mat. Inhale, hands overhead. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Plant your hands. Step your feet back into either high plank or lower the knees down into low plank. Lowering yourself down onto the mat with your hands about mid-torso. On the next inhale, you're going to push into the tops of your feet, pushing your chest forward, coming into cobra. Exhale back down. If you notice your arms kind of flapping out, try to bring them closer to your torso. So inhale, lift up again for cobra. Exhale back down. One more time. So inhale, tops of your feet, pushing your chest forward. Exhale back down. Tuck your toes. Sink your hips up and back for downward facing dog. Walk your dog here. And whenever you're ready, start slowly walking your way to the front of the mat. Forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, flat back. Neck strong. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, slowly rise all the way up. Hands overhead. Exhale, hands to heart center. Check in, breathe. Inhale, hands overhead. Exhale, forward fold. On this forward fold, plant your hands, step your right leg back, and lower that knee down. With your left leg, you probably want to keep it at a 90 degree. If you are able to, you may mirror your foot, or if you're like me and need a little bit more room, I just move my foot out a little bit and bring it on the inside. So from here, you have three options. You can move that right foot back a little bit. You can shine your chest forward, just coming up on your fingertips. Or you can just bring your hands to your knees. Feel that inward motion, bringing your hips together, just kind of energetically, so that. Or you can lift your hands up. You can lift your hands up overhead. You can cactus your arms, or you can get a little sassy and bring your hands to your hips. You decide what you need tonight. I'm feeling sassy. So breathe here. You should feel a pull or a stretch in that back right thigh. Lift that chest. Maybe lift that head. Breathe. Whenever you're ready, slowly bring your hands back down onto the mat, and then bring that leg back into tabletop. Tuck your toes, bring your hips up and back into downward facing dog. Pedal out the dog. And whenever you're ready, slowly start walking your way up to meet your hands at the top of the mat, forward fold. We're going to inhale, halfway lift, flat back, exhale, forward fold. This time, step your left leg back. Lower that knee. Find what works for you. So maybe it's your hands, I call it mirroring, but your hands on each side of your foot, or you might need more room. Just move it over, slide that left knee back a little bit. Maybe you shine your chest forward here. Or maybe you rise up just to your knee. Feel that energy between bringing your thighs and your hips together. And then if you're ready, you can bring your hands up, overhead, cactus, shining that chest, or sassy arms. You decide. Breathe here. You might notice tightness in your hips. It happens, especially when we're stressed. Good. And then on the next exhale, lower your hands back down, either framing the foot. Yay, I got it right, framing. And then bring that leg back. Bring those knees wide. Sink your hip back, coming into child's pose. And breathe. Just take a few cleansing breaths here. You've done awesome. I can feel the gratitude. I really can. It's like warming my heart. On the next inhale, rise up, and then just maybe swing your legs to the side and come down into a seated position, maybe with your legs in front of you. They don't have to be like really close. They can be a little wider if you want. Sit tall here. So shine that chest forward. Inhale, raise your hands overhead. And then on the exhale, lead with the chest. Hinge forward. See how far your hands get. Anywhere along your leg plane is totally fine, but when you're leading with the chest, keeping your neck and spine engaged, you may not get as far as you're typically used to. That's okay. Just kind of cue into that. And then if you want, or you're ready, you can reach a little further, giving your back a little bit of a rest, bringing your chin to chest. Maybe you grab your toes, maybe you don't. Maybe you grab the mat in front of you. You be the judge of what you need. Inhale, slowly rise back up. And then we're going to bend our legs, our knees, and find our way down on the mat. Give yourself enough room for your head and your legs to rest. But we're going to come down onto our backs with our knees pointed towards the sky. So bring your feet a little bit wider on the mat, okay? So your feet are a little bit wider, and then just start windshield wipering your legs back and forth. You can leave your arms out at your side if you like. You can bring them out to a T, or you can cactus them. But when your legs fall over to, let's start with the right, let them just rest to the right. If you need a little bit more of a stretch, just take that right foot, place it on top of the left knee, it'll give you a little bit more of a stretch. If you need a little bit less, just lay off a little bit. Or put a block or book or blanket underneath your knee. That's kind of nice too. Breathe here. You may even choose to look over your left shoulder. Decide what you want here. On the next inhale, slowly raise the left leg up, then raise the right, and then windshield wiper back and forth. Good. And then when your legs fall over to the left this time, let them just kind of fall to the left. Now you may have noticed throughout practice that one side is different than the other. Yay, anatomy. Yay, stress. All sorts of things can go into that. So find what's comfortable for you here into this twist. Feel free to look over your right shoulder. Feel free to bring your hands out to a T. Breathe. And then slowly lift your right leg, then the left. Windshield wiper one more time. Back and forth. Back and forth. And then when you're ready, maybe give yourself another hug. So maybe you bring your knees towards your chest, rocking back and forth here, side to side. Your knees don't have to be close together. That's an assumption that doesn't need to happen. So you can, however you feel comfortable with your knees, you do you. Because trust me, your practice is enough. Back and forth. Good. And whenever you're ready, slowly start lowering your legs onto the mat straight. Ooh, relax. And then maybe lift your hands up overhead, giving yourself a full body stretch. Really stretch it out. Hands, toes, yes. And if you'd like, you can walk your hands over to the right. Walk your feet over to the right. You can lock that left leg over the right if you want a little deeper stretch. And I always say, if you're tired, we're coming into a moon position. If you're hungry, you're coming into a banana position. Breathe here. Inhaling and exhaling. next exhale, come back to center. Give yourself a stretch again, really big stretch. And then walk your hands over to the left, walk your feet over to the left, coming into that moon or banana. Maybe you got hungry from one side to the other, and now it's a banana, or maybe you got tired, and now it's a moon. Breathe here. Good. And then come back to center. Or you can prepare for your final rest. Now, final rest can be taken in a multitude of different options. You can lay on your back with your hands on your side, your feet relaxed. You can lay on your side. You can lay on your stomach. You can take it in a favorite position. I've seen people do child's pose and all sorts of positions. You decide what's restful for you, or you can just take it in a seat, which is what I will do tonight. But please take this final rest as yours and take all the time you need. And in 5 minutes, like I said, Joanna will be on to lead you through a meditation, so you may tune to her video. It'll be on the Yoga Buzz page after mine. But if you just want to lay here for a few moments, I'll leave you with a thought. Today I choose to live with gratitude for the love that fills my heart, the peace that rests within my spirit, and the voice of hope that says all things are possible. My soul honors your soul. I honor the place in you where the entire universe resides. I honor the love, the light, the beauty, the truth, and the kindness within you, because it is also within me. And in sharing these things, there is no distance or difference between us. We are the same. We are united. And we are one. Feel free to rest as long as you need. Thank you so much for sharing this time with me. I look forward to seeing you all again in person. I'll be back on the page on Thursday night teaching deep stretch. But until then, air kisses and hugs. Thank you so much. And have a wonderful rest of your night. And I will see you all soon. Thanks.